this is as real as it gets.
Hey, this is Marcia Prince, IFBB Bikini Pro and Guest Berry Nutrition spokesmodel, and you are listening to the UCW Radio Show, In Your Face.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
You're listening to UCW Radio, In Your Face.
All right, welcome to the UCW Radio Show, and we have a great guest here with us today, and Tamsen Fadal. Tamsen, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Tamsen, I don't think I have enough time to go through everything you've done, because you have a colorful career to date.
Oh, you're kind.
No, I'm being truthful. You're a news anchor, author, you're an all-around creative soul, and that's just scratching the surface from what I gather.
Yeah, I stay busy. That's what I say. In a given day, I get up at 2 in the morning, so I figure that I've got a lot of hours in the day, right?
Yeah, you think. But you're an anchor at PIX 11 mornings, on the PIX 11 morning show.
I sure am, yeah. I start the day about 2:15 in the morning, and we hit the air at 4 a.m., and we're on the air from 4 to 9, so that's my morning job.
Okay.
Sometimes I go out and shoot stories, do celebrity interviews, or, I always like to feature amazing entrepreneurial women. I always find some of the things women do are just amazing, and businesses they built from the ground up or started in their basement. So that's my focus, and of course I like social media is one of my favorite things to do, so I have a segment called Tamsen's Talker on the air after I get done anchoring 4 to 6. So from 6 to 9 we talk about kind of, concepts of the day, trends of the day, questions of the day.
And you start at 2:15 in the morning, right?
2:15 I get out of bed, yep.
Oh, man.
That's where it begins.
And then your day just continues on.
Oh, it keeps going. Everyone always asks what time I get out. I go to bed. But you know what? I don't, because I live in New York, it's hard to go to bed early. So anyway, I just, I have a few hours and I say, I'll sleep one day, I promise.
Yeah, you will. Later on. There's no time for that right now. and I empathize, sympathize, everything.
Of course.
But you're on PIX 11 now, but your career, why don't you tell us how you got involved in the media?
Oh, sure. I was interested in radio actually when I was in college. I really liked radio, and I liked what it could do. And I interned at a radio station in St. Petersburg, and ran around Tampa, St. Pete, and Clearwater with a little microphone and trying to chase down stories. But anyways, I started in radio and doing all news formats there, and then realized that, I was really interested in television. I did an internship and then decided journalism was the career I wanted in life, and so I sent out a bunch of tapes. A lot of stations are still laughing about them. I never got responses, but I did get a response from Oak Hill, West Virginia.
Okay.
And they said, come on down, you can be our reporter, photographer, anchor, producer, whatever you want. But you had to do all of it because it's a small market, and so that's where I started. And, my goal was always New York City. So through the years, I went to different markets, Pittsburgh, Orlando, and a couple of cities actually in West Virginia and Philadelphia, and then ended up in New York City. So here I am, and I've been here since 2004. And I started at the CBS station here, and then moved over to WPIX about 3.5 years ago. Okay,
well, you're giving broad strokes on your career to date, but I know you've done some heavy stuff. You've traveled to Afghanistan.
Yeah, I did. My career started as kind of just doing general assignment reporting, and then it moved into being part of an investigative unit, where we were tracking down people who were doing bad things. And then when I went to work for the CBS station out of Philadelphia, I traveled to Afghanistan in 2002 with the troops to report on the war and was embedded in troops. And then went to several Air Force bases in Germany and London during Operation Enduring Freedom. So that was, it was a really a pivotal moment because, I was there before anyone had even heard the terms embedding with the troops. And so it was, right after 9/11, and we were still very new being over there. And, it changed my life. It really, really did. Only, for a few short weeks, it really changed my life. I went around Kabul and Kandahar and really saw a different world that I don't think I would have had the chance to do had I not been a journalist. And, yeah, so it was pretty amazing.
I think had you not really put yourself on the line to get deeply involved in the journalism field, because if you didn't go and take that crazy gig, you wouldn't be where you are right now.
Yeah, no, not at all. And it's funny, I would never have thought I would have, been going over to a war. I even had a hard time telling my dad, like, hey, I just want you to know I'm going into a war zone. And we went on a military flight in and, talking with people who are there and talking with the military and, being away from families for months and months at a time. But, it was a lot of work to get there, and I think that it changed my perspective on a lot of things when I came back. It was nice. I'm always very, very appreciative of that. And, try not to take anything for granted, in terms of what we have here, because we live in a very different world, than what's over there.
I mean, you definitely set a great example for anyone, man, woman, or child, to go after their dreams, and that's basically what you were doing.
Thank you. Yeah, really, I wasn't sure what they were initially, and then once I realized it, I realized that that's what I wanted to do, and I read every book, watched every, news anchor that I, wanted to emulate, and, you work those crazy hours. Everyone says, like, oh, you're working on your master's degree when you're first 2 years out of school. And I think I did that, like, the first 10 out of school, but, just worked hard because it was really what I wanted to do, and New York was my ultimate dream, to get here and, be in the, number one city for this field anyway. And so I feel very blessed to be doing that every day. And every day is different. It's what I've always liked about the news business. Never bored. And, I meet amazing people, and I feel very, very blessed, actually, by being able to do that.
Well, you've interviewed and been, face to face with some of the biggest names, not only in the U.S., but, worldwide.
Yeah, I have, and I every once in a while I think, I'm like, oh, whoa, did I say anything stupid, or what did I say? But people's stories are what drives me. I really embrace them, from those around the corner who lived in the neighborhood for 50 years to U.S. presidents, and I think that there are people everywhere that add something to your life, some dimension. And, if they're people that are newsmakers or even if they're just people that are living their life, they have a story to tell. Everybody really does have one.